This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in while us college basketball fans catch our breath before March Madness picks back up on Thursday. Great game so far. Well, except for Mizzou losing in the first round. But hey, Kansas lost too, so I'll live. Thank you, Patino, St. John's. Hard letting go of those college rivalries. Hey, I want to drop a bomb here, really. Well, I don't want to, but I have to drop the fact that I'm going to have to pull back to one show per week starting next week. I mean, doing 2 a week, it's been fun, but it's been too much since I started working full-time for iHeart New York and NJ 101.5 4 months ago. No time to clean up, or cook. I have new promos and parody ads written, but can't get around to putting them together. So, it's been a blessing to get another full-time job in this day and age. So I'm not complaining at all, but just have to move Real Pod to once a week. And I'm thinking of dropping them on Thursdays starting next week. Maybe Fridays. I don't know. Maybe Fridays. But I'll decide on that by the next show on Friday, this coming up Friday. Everything else will be the same. Well, except with one show per week, I'm thinking of splitting off celebrity B-days at the end and maybe just uploading each weekday's celebrity birthdays each day, Then maybe on the show itself, I'll do the B-days for that weekend. I'll figure it out either way, but everything else will be the same. And giving myself this time now with one show per week should finally help me get these new parody ads done. But just wait till you hear some of these. I have this one for an AI dog trainer. Now, the other one will be a set of ads from this travel agency specializes in trips to places that people go for certain procedures. They left bald but come back with a head full of hair, or that pancake butt that got inflated on a trip to Brazil. So you know what I'm saying. These new parodies, they will be funny now that I can get to them. But by no means am I ending the show. Now, like I said, this is too much fun. Not happening. Man, just right now, 2 is too much. So one show per week starting next week.
My favorite stories of the day.
What happened last Tuesday on St. Patrick's Day in Lakewood, New Jersey, near the shore, is how I learned Budweiser is selling 25-ounce cans of beer. Why 25 when we already have 24, 22, 32-ounce a quart? If 24, 22, or the standard 12 or 16-ounce cans or bottles aren't enough. I mean, who in Anheuser-Busch won that argument? You know what we need? 25 ounces, a quarter. A quarter next to a quart. I mean, why confuse us beer drinkers with more options? Now we have to stand in front of the glass door to the beer shelves and stare even longer. Do I want that extra ounce? Well, this 69-year-old guy did not bother staring or thinking, or dressing for that matter. The Lakewood police posted on their Facebook page, and I had it in my newscast Thursday on NJ 101.5 and threw it in once or twice Friday on 710 WOR, how this guy apparently decided to have no clothes on at some point and either went outside naked or got undressed outside, since cops say that 69-year-old walked into the Pine Cone liquor store butt naked, went to the beer shelves, grabbed a 25-ounce Bud, did not call it a quarter or anything. No, just walked straight outside, cracked open that beer with its butt crack out, and started drinking. In front of the store, police say he was still drinking that 25-ouncer when they walked up to see a completely nude 69-year-old man drinking a beer in front of the liquor store. And said he was saying what they described as alarming statements. I guess to go along with his alarming appearance. So police used the word quickly to describe how officers got him out of there and to the police station, where they charged him with lewdness and shoplifting and likely got him something to wear. Talk about a St. Patrick's Day this guy will never remember. But to be honest, it would be nice if he did remember, so he would have a great story to tell. Hey, guess what I did last week? Well, 2 guys from California will have a story to tell. They were in the Ozarks in Missouri 2 weeks ago, Sunday the 8th, when CBS affiliate KOLR in the Springfield and Branson areas reporting the 48 or 49-year-old man born in 77 and the 46 or 47-year-old born in 79, all the cops will say, they both decided that their time visiting the museum there, known as the Top of the Rock History Museum in Branson, should include a late-night climb up onto a woolly mammoth skeleton on display. KOLR's Ozark First news site is reporting a museum security guard later told cops he had just clocked in for his shift that night when he went to the monitors and saw one guy lifting another up to the woolly mammoth, and then watched that grown middle-aged dude then grab the skeleton's tusk to hold on to. Now remember, this is a woolly mammoth skeleton, meaning thousands of years old. And some grown man in his late 40s apparently not thinking a tusk that old might not be able to hold up. And the guard said it did not. That tusk broke, guy fell to the ground, and they ran out from there. But running and climbing up on a woolly mammoth may have been a bit too much for a late 40s duo, because cops say they were still outside when a witness caught them both and dragged them to security to wait for sheriff's department to come. Classy felony property damage. Museum folks tell cops that tusk they broke was worth about $200,000 by itself. Now to Florida, where on Monday evening of last week, TV News 6 Orlando is reporting a 28-year-old man was talking to a sheriff's deputy and a Daytona Beach Shores officer. They were off the banks of the Halifax River when something about that conversation made this guy run off and jump into the river.
To have a lawyer present. Hey! Come on running. White male, blue shirt, white shorts.
This was body cam footage attached to the sheriff's Facebook post about what happened, and this beach patrol officer and sheriff's deputies, you can hear, had to go run after this 28-year-old who went and jumped in the water, as if cops could never go out there. Two of them just grabbed paddleboards, and the next part of the video was from one of their helicopters overhead, watching the paddleboarding cops catch up pretty quickly to the guy who must have thought way too much of his swimming skills. A resisting arrest charge was stacked on to loitering and prowling. Back in a moment, but before we break, let's check out the Jams podcast. Still rolling out some fire mixes, man.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can get the Jams podcast mix on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and Deezer. Download the podcast for free.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
This really was nice as kid.
The Workout Kit, 212-555-5555.
Baby, do you really love me?
Call now. $99 shipping and handling added to cost.
Boy, bye.
And now for a moment of calmness.
Mosquito bites, an itching rash from the plant you thought was a fern. Snake, a grass snake, but a snake. Pollen, which Charlie Murphy reminded us is only a plant's form of sperm.
Thank you for this moment of calmness.
Yeah, thanks for this rash.
Brought to you by
Your mama.
ASMR.
And now for the world around us.
Last Wednesday, in one of the departure terminal shops inside Australia's Hobart Airport in the state of Tasmania, somebody spotted what looked like one of the stuffed kangaroo plushies moving on one of the shelves. Now, the Associated Press story on this also said there were dingoes, Tasmanian devils, and other plushies up there, but the possum up there on the shelf was not a plushie. It apparently fit in for a while, though, until somebody spotted one of those kangaroos did not totally look like a kangaroo. So the traveler who saw it reported it to a worker. That worker had to go see it for themselves to believe it. Then, somebody took a picture. AP got a copy of the picture, but then that staffer reported it to airport workers. The airport workers eventually came, caught the possum, took it out to release it. Now, the AP is reporting staffers, once they started thinking, they could not figure how the thing got inside, let alone inside a store and up the shelf to hide among a bunch of plushies in an airport shop. But think about it, you gotta admit, in this case, playing possum is playing pretty smart. Now, from a possum to a capybara. And both were out there running free like an animal should. In the capybara's case, it escaped a life sentence behind bars and ran to freedom from the Marwell Zoo in England's Winchester, Hampshire. UPI is reporting zoo workers say two female capybaras, actually named Samba and Tango, arrived on Monday and escaped on Tuesday, both of them. The zoo posted on their Facebook page that staffers found Tango pretty quickly and got her back in their temporary holding area, but Samba was dancing to her own tune. They say they spotted her Wednesday night in a nearby village, but she gave them the slip and ran off. Capybaras are native to South America, right? Not England. So she was just sightseeing. It's a new place, but because it is new, zoo workers are asking folks to please be careful while out driving and be on the lookout for the world's largest rodent, especially near ponds or rivers. Capybaras love being near water, and they are gentle, not aggressive. So the zoo is more concerned for Samba's safety around humans, Okay, here's one for all of us who use electric toothbrushes or thinking of using one. I just threw mine away last month. The New York Post ran this story of a 33-year-old from Manchester, England, who had an Oral-B electric toothbrush for 8 months without a problem until she and her partner went to sleep one night last month and woke up the next morning, went in the bathroom and saw all hell broke loose. She said that toothbrush just blew up, and that the steel frame of her bathroom mirror shelf was probably the only thing that kept that fire from spreading while she and her partner were sound asleep. So it flamed out after burning that area around the mirror shelf and ceiling above. She took pictures and shared them and the story with UK news site Talk to the Press, and says Oral-B offered her $46 or a new toothbrush. She says fixing the damage alone cost her $267, and another electric toothbrush, well, she said it is not worth the risk. So that was a hard no from her. Now, the woman says she doesn't want thousands of pounds in compensation, no, just for them to cover the cost of the paint. Now, Oral-B did point out an unplugged cordless toothbrush does not contain enough energy to start a fire. And to be fair, like I said, she showed and gave pictures to the news site. One of the pictures that she shared shows fire damage around that mirror shelf and up on the ceiling around what looks like a dangling light fixture. So, who knows if it started with a toothbrush explosion or a light fixture electrical fire, maybe dropped flames down onto the toothbrush. Don't know, because the story says nothing of whether fire investigators checked, which would help. We'll be back in a moment.
Why not? Get your new driving buddy today.
And don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you. Come on, bump. I have to recharge.
Strobots are sold absolutely nowhere.
Have you been arrested for throwing a freak-off party?
Or for being video recorded relieving yourself on a teen girl in bed?
Or for using baby oil to a suspicious degree? The law firm of McCracken & Butts is the team for you.
We fight hard for our clients. No questions asked.
We don't want to know the answers. We only want our clients to know we have their backs. And a towel to wipe the baby oil off of their back.
What's up with what's going down, though?
Yeah, what's up with me switching to one show a week instead of every Tuesday and Friday? Man, time. I need it back. I mean, I've already said I haven't had time to do things I need to do, but as for the things I want to do, hey, it's starting to warm up, and weekend trips to the shore is not something I'm trying to miss. Asbury Park, Atlantic City, here I come. Gotta enjoy life while we have it.
Hurricane, they'll scramble up your brain, make you forget your name. They call them hurricane. Have you slobbering all over women thinking you got some game?
And that's it for another Real Pod newscast. Thanks as always for listening, and please follow and like both the show itself and Real Pod's social media pages, where highlights and extra clips, pictures, and videos are posted. Credits for the songs between the stories and the cast, they're on the show's Facebook page. One more Friday show before I pull back to once a week, so take care. Remember to smile. Hey, times are tough enough. We need these little escapes. And I'll be back then on Friday.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Show Enough.